Welcome to the home of the Conversations with Concerned Citizens podcast. Here we talk about real-world issues in hopes to come to a solution. We are a solution-based podcast. We are your hosts, the Lurker and Godmomma. Please hit the like and subscribe if you're new here. We'll start the show shortly. The Conversations with Concerned Citizens podcast. The Conversations with Concerned Citizens podcast. The Conversations with Concerned Citizens podcast.
Ooh-wee, grand rising and happy Monday, family. Happy belated Mother's Day to everyone. Yes, happy belated Mother's Day, Godmomma.
Happy belated Mother's Day.
I'm a mother. We're double streaming today, family. We're double streaming on the C.C.C podcast and the NAB Uncensored, because it is going to be a little uncensored today, but it's going to be, in podcast form, family. We have 10 at 10. We got a lot for y'all today. It's a good show. Gather your goodies, get your tea, get your crumpets, get your coffee, your energy drink, and let's get into this show. Yes, please hit the like, please share us out, and please hit that notification bell. Yes, indeed. Thank y'all for coming through. I see Leighton is here yet again, and Leighton hit us up on both channels. Hey, James, we love that you come through, and you are a constant supporter. We love it. He said he's gonna hopefully be around. He's not sure if he can. Thank you, James. I hope you. Oh, he did hit the up like, did he? No, he only does that when I tell him to hit the down like. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Well, we got a lot, Godmomma, and our last 10 at 10, it was pretty decent. We got through some 10 topics, and we left off. We're going to pick up where we left off. We left off with free bleeding, family. There were some women going around saying, I just want to stand in it. I just want to be in it. I want to go back to nature. Baby, and I said, no, thank you. Well, I guess our phones were listening to us because they said, is it as nasty as you think it is? Or have you been taught that it's nasty? I said, well, hell, I don't know. Well, scientists are saying it's not as, period blood is not as nasty as people say it is. Okay? And I mean, I don't know. To me, it's still yucky. And lady, I don't want to smell it. I don't want to see it. I don't even want to know about it. There should be no trace. To me, that's how I was raised. Well, scientists are now saying, ladies, your period blood could heal wounds. Okay? It can heal wounds, treat diabetes, and spinal injuries, family. So maybe these free bleeders know something we don't. It can heal wounds. Now, I've heard of you getting stung, like when you're in the ocean, Godmomma. I have heard of people peeing on wounds when they get like stung by jellyfish and things, or what is it, jellyfish or squid or whatever. I have heard of people peeing on their wounds, but I guess get you a lady that's on her menstrual. She might be able to cure something faster for you. Not only
this is disgusting.
Well, is it disgusting? Our menstrual cycle brings life, right? Or the absence of it. You know what I mean? I don't know. Have we been taught that? Or is it anyways, you guys, in 2007, scientists did a research group, and they found out that it's fully packed with stem cells, proteins, a all kinds of wonderful, juicy, uh, well, because when you say something is ripe, it's usually juicy, firm, full of life. You know what I'm saying? So, anyways,
Mm-hmm.
family, it's been known to help people with Alzheimer's improve their memory. It reduces
What?
brain plaque. It heals wounds twice as fast as regular plasma. So instead of donating plasma, we should be donating our menstrual cycles. Spinal cord injuries improve function in otherwise irreversible injuries. And that's because of the the amount of stem cells that are in there. Okay. With diabetes, it activates cells that produce insulin. Ovarian failure, improved hormone levels. Okay. And follicle development. Menstrual fluid also contains 186 proteins, more abundant than normal blood. Okay? 84 of it is unique to its DNA. So things that we have been taught is gross and wasteful might be one of the most powerful tools in regenerative medicine, family. So while they
That's
out there
interesting.
flea bleeding, it's disgusting. It can cure the sugars.
Not the
Yeah.
sugar.
Y'all, hey in the chat. Hey, what's up, y'all? Yes, we're double streaming. Hey, family. Y'all come on in. So we have been taught that it's gross, it's disgusting, ew. You guys sat here and heard me. I don't want to smell it. I don't want to see it. I want to flush it down, get it away from me. Ooh, ooh, ooh. But come to find out, it's helping people with Alzheimer's, memory, brain plaque. It's helping people with spinal injuries. I mean, this is Godmomma, what you got to say, baby, on this update that I got?
Uh, I mean, it's kind of giving urine therapy. Remember when that was a whole trend? People were drinking their own urine to detox and cleanse their body and cure themselves of diabetes and whoopty woo. So, and it's science backed as well. But I mean, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
Okay, interesting.
I'm
Okay.
not. I'm not about to sit here and Kim Kardashian myself. No, ma'am.
Oh, wow. Okay.
No, ma'am.
Mm.
Because she was rubbing her blood all over her face. Well, she said it was her blood. I don't.
I was about to say, I don't know if that was hers, but yes. Because I have heard of
Hmm.
the facials that they use from little boys' genitalia, but that's not on my topics today. Mhm.
That's not a 10 at 10.
That's not a 10 at 10, but that's the update on the free bleedings. We consider it gross. Science says, hey, bring that blood over here. Okay? Bring that blood to us. And if I have
Mm.
dementia and that will save me, or if I have Alzheimer's, listen, if this is life or death, family, give me your menstruation blood. I don't give a damn. But we tend to, I don't know why it's so gross. It is gross. It's nasty. It's disgusting. But think of breast milk and all of the wonderful properties that are in breast milk, right?
Mhm.
Think of all that's
Mhm.
in the umbilical cord. Think of all the properties in the stem cells that are in that, right? So it's on par. Women, we're healers. That's what we do. There's not an ounce of us that doesn't heal. You heard it here.
Right.
You heard it here. Okay. So while you down there trying to do voodoo, just know that man is healed. You're healing him. You're giving him superpowers. Okay. You think you putting a curse and you just healing this man. Okay. Talking about his back is just fine. I bet it is. Over there married to a voodoo lady. Okay, next topic. Thank you for the free bleeding. We have another update that has to deal with last week's show. It's the hantavirus, family. We have to give an
Oh,
update on the
shit.
hantavirus. And not to fearmonger, not to push any agendas, just to be informed. Let's get into it, family. Let's see what the hantavirus has going on. First of all, let's get into the etymology of the hantavirus. Real quick, if you look it up, it's a Hebrew slang, family. Okay? Hebrew slang. And it stands for fake, lie, scam, fraud,
Oh,
nonsense.
shit.
So it's a slang word too, hanta. They call it hanta. Somebody on the good old internet said, "Hey Grok, what is the Hebrew slang for hanta?" I would have never thought to ask Grok that. And Grok came back, and then it was verified again. So it is slang for, rubbish, bullshit. So let's just put that out there before we get into the update. Just thought I'd put out there. So the CDC family has decided to, our CDC, of course, has decided to step in. I don't know if any time the CDC has stepped in, it's been a good thing. Let me share my screen with y'all and let me get active.
So it means fake, phony. Mm, that's interesting.
Please hit the like. Thank you.
Mm,
Okay, sorry, to jump on mute real quick. Let me share my screen with you, though, family, about this hantavirus from Breaking 911, and we have the official report also. The U.S. government is evacuating American passengers from a cruise ship tied to the deadly hantavirus outbreak. A CDC team is currently in the Canary Islands assessing potential exposure and monitoring needs. Passengers will be flown back to the U.S. on a medical repatriation flight and taken to the National Quarantine Center at the University of Nebraska Medical Center for monitoring. Additional CDC staff will assist with health assessments at nearby Offutt Air Force Base. So, if you know any Americans that were on this quote, why do they keep calling it a cruise ship? It wasn't a cruise ship. This was they called it a what was it? It wasn't
they
a
went
cruise.
on expeditions and stuff,
It
didn't
was
they?
an expedition cruise, right? It was an expedition. This was more for like people wanted to go bird watching, family. People wanted to go learn some things about different cultures and countries. And this was just for people who have hobbies and people who want to do research papers. And it's not a cruise like we're
Mm-hmm.
thinking the Carnival cruise or, Royal Caribbean. It's not like that.
Right,
So
right.
when people are throwing little jokes out there, I see that some of the sectors have people that are on cruise ships right now. People are like, "Oh, don't be bringing that hantavirus." That's not how, educate yourself, family. That's not what this was. And this isn't COVID. This isn't as hantavirus has been around. COVID has been around. These are things that have been around for a very long time. We've had hanta outbreaks before, and they were taking care of.
Mm-hmm.
So don't be
Quickly.
so quick to go stock up on toilet paper. Slow your roll a little bit, okay? But yes, whoever was on the ship, and
Right.
they haven't listed how many Americans are even on this ship. So they're being pretty hush hush. But again, I don't think this is as big. I think there's only 100 and something passengers, right, on this cruise ship. On a
Mhm.
normal,
I know they had to chase down like 12 people because they
mhm,
got off the ship.
right,
So they had to track down 12 different people.
mm-hmm, yeah. So it's nothing to be, y'all. Just wash your hands, and if you're outside right now, it is deer mice season. It's spring. It's coming in. Things are going outside. Animals. I mean, listen. If you live in the country, you already know that
It's
rats
true.
and mice carry all kinds of diseases. So
Handsome.
just do your spring cleaning. You'll
Right.
be fine. No biggie. No biggie, family. No biggie.
And if you have a lot of dust, wear a mask. Okay, period. That's
Where?
when you're supposed to wear a mask.
Mm-hmm,
PS.
mm-hmm. Yes. Yes. Yes.
You know.
Yes. And like I said, wash your hands. People overlook how wonderful it is. How many germs will stop spread via washing your hands. That's amazing, family. You'd be surprised. All right, what's next on our desk? That's our updates from last week's show. Now we're fixing to get a little jiggy. Let's switch a little gears, family. Let's switch a little gears. What's going on with Homeland Security, family? I came across this let's just watch it together. I came across this and I want y'all to give me your thoughts. Because now our thoughts could be a crime. Your thoughts could be a crime. Well, I think if you're thinking about hurting children, yeah, that's a fucking crime. But, it's just a thought, okay? Thoughts are not actions. So we can't be policing people's thoughts until they become actions. But let's see what this white lady has to say.
Hi, I'm calling because I am currently reading through the U.S. counterterrorism strategy for 2026. And on page 5, I'm seeing that we're doing thought crimes now, and that being anti-fascists is one of the 3 major types of terror groups, according to our government, apparently. And I don't want to commit any thought crimes, so I was hoping you could clarify for me what position is acceptable to have about fascists. If being anti, which means opposed or against fascists, makes you a terrorist, then what is the acceptable position on fascists?
This lady is calling the Homeland Security hotline because she read their little handbook. And we love that she read the handbook. We love it. Okay? So this lady calls in to say, hey, what is this? Why is this a terrorist act? What is this? It is now a terrorist a terrorist act to have thoughts of anti-fascism? Well, let's see what this gentleman's response is.
I'm just pulling up the CTI guide.
Sure, thank you. It's on page 5, if I didn't say that already.
Okay, yeah, I see it.
Yeah, so if our government is labeling one a terrorist for a belief, first of all, but that belief is being anti-fascists, what position are we supposed to have on fascists?
Well, I think the definition of fascism has become quite elastic. And typically groups...
If it's elastic, what you're telling me is that they can label us anti-fascists for anything. They can make up a definition and then label their own citizens terrorists.
She on to something. You're muted. She's on to something. I wonder what his response is going to be.
Well, I was saying, if you guys don't know what fascist means, please grab you a little dictionary. Hello, everybody in the chat. Hi, we see you, Mayor, E-Love, Shreebat. Hi, Prom. How we doing, babies? Y'all hit the up like. We are double streaming today. If you don't know what a fascist is, please look it up. But it's a totalitarian, authoritarian. Look it up.
Well, what's the definition of fascism? It's incredibly hard to define.
I would argue someone who labels their own citizens terrorists based on their beliefs would be fascists. Would you agree?
I'm not sure.
You don't know if thought crimes is something that's fashy?
Oh, this lady. Okay, hold on, y'all. Family, hold on. I forgot. Hold on. I forget how serious Karens can be. I forget.
Amen.
And how fantastic they can be. She said, thought crimes. Isn't that a little fashy? Oh, boy. Listen. Those Karens, an educated Karen who has a compassionate heart, you better watch out. You better watch. Isn't that a little fashy?
Mm-hmm. She
said, ain't that a little fashy? Yes, ma'am, it is. How are you to dictate? Thoughts are not illegal, family. And we're not about to start making them.
Right.
Your thoughts and your ideas are not illegal. Your actions are, but not your thoughts. Baby.
Right, because that would go back to last week's topic of what was his name? Teddy. Of his wishing he had a car so he could ride around and find him a baby mama.
Yes.
To throw her in the back alley.
Y'all not going to start policing our thoughts. This is not North Korea. She said, ain't that a little fashion?
I think you do know.
Oh,
what do you think if being anti-fascism makes you an enemy of the US government, what does that make you?
She must be a school teacher or something.
What does that make me? I'm not sure. I mean, this is released by the White House. This is the House Committee on Homeland Security.
I believe the Counterterrorism Committee subcommittee falls under y'all, does it not?
It does.
So what you're telling me then, to be clear, if you're saying this is all abstract, then what you're telling me is the White House just put out a publication that said that they're going to label people terror groups who need to be defeated if they are against something that is undefinable, which means defined however the government wants it to be. You're smarter than this. I know you are. You wouldn't have gotten this internship if you weren't smarter than this.
My point was more like they have their own number and they have a hotline. I'm not exactly sure what.
Well, it's this group's job to keep the executive branch in check. And currently what they're doing is they're letting the executive branch threaten US citizens based on their beliefs. And what's more outrageous is the belief that's not allowed is being against fascism. Wake the fuck up, buddy. Who are you working for?
The legislative branch.
Whose job is go ahead, remind me.
Well, the committee's job is oversight over the executive branch of the DHS.
Oh, fantastic.
The same things. The CTI Center is not under our purview.
So you're telling me, like, come on, bro. Like, just be real with me for a second.
I don't understand what you're trying to. What are you?
I would like Congress to do their job and to get rid of the fascist in the White House who's threatening us with thought crimes. This is embarrassing. You know precisely what's happening. You know Congress could do to stop it, and instead they're rigging all over the country. They're stealing our money to build their favorite ballroom. This is shameful. You're smarter than this, and you know you are.
Okay.
This is disgusting. And you pretending you're separate from it doesn't make you separate from it.
Baby.
Ooh.
I was more just curious about the nature of like substantively, what would you like for
I would like for them to remove the nut job who is threatening us with thought crimes for being against fascism, who's also, by the way, named in the as a pet 38,000 times. I would like them to remove him from his position of power. He's done nothing but hurt us while stealing our money over and over in every possible way.
Karen's had it.
That's what I would like them to do. They're neglecting their oath to the Constitution over and over and over. And you have to be a idiot to not see it. Literally the entire world except your goddamn cult sees it. And I know enough staffers to know that half of you guys see it too, and you're being complicit anyway.
You know a lot.
Oh, shit.
The arrogance you have as you're a traitor to your country is disgusting. What's your name?
My name is Gus.
Gus what?
Why?
Because the whole internet's about to know. Gus what?
I'm screaming.
She's crazy.
You can find it. I mean, I'm not going to help you.
I know you're not going to help me. I know. You work for me. I pay your salary, and you're not going to help me. I know. Because y'all haven't been helping us because you're working for a pet loser in the White House instead of the people you're actually supposed to be serving, Gus.
Okay.
Have the day you deserve.
Oh, boy.
I
Y'all,
heard
people
you.
are starting to lose it. People are starting to lose it, family. They are fed up. However, this lady is absolutely correct. The White House has put out several, and you guys, they do it 50 times a day. If you don't keep up with these laws and they're sliding them in. And now we see people who are reading them saying, hey, we get definitive language on what this even means? And when you call in and they say, well, it's you're damn near saying
It's
it's
an
subjective.
elastic term.
It's an
This man
elastic.
said it's an elastic term. Well, if you're going to write it into law, it cannot be an elastic term. It has to be definitive.
And if you're going to
Because,
put
like
somebody on
she
a terrorist
said,
watch list, if you're going to put people on a terrorist watch list, please define exactly if they're anti-fascist, are they anti-Russia fascist? Because that wouldn't be a problem, would it? Isn't that why we are so against Russia? Because we're anti-fascist? Or no?
I thought, but
I thought so too. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not a history major, so I don't know. Who's our enemy today? That's all, and why? Because I thought some of these people were our enemies for being anti-fascist. So now it's a crime to even have these type of thoughts, and that's a terrorist act. Baby, y'all better watch out. Yeah, these people here, remove him. It's going to take more than a phone call from what's her name? These people are against Trump. I'll take Trump. Take him. Take him. Take him. And it's not so much against Trump. It's everything that's being slid right up under him. Everything that he's kind of opened the floodgates for. So that's our Homeland Security on thought crimes right now. They don't know what a fascist is. They won't define it for us. And have a good day. His name is Josh, and he's just here to answer the phone. And I'm not sure what his job is as an intern. I
answer
guess
the phone and deal with people like that, and it gets
so.
thrown in the trash.
I
Bless
guess
his heart.
so. On to the next. On to the next. But I wanted to talk about that because I just want people, you guys, I am so big on the Project 2025, the Heritage Foundation. I'm keeping an eye on these people. They have an agenda, and it seems like it's getting pushed without any type of pushback, really. I mean, it's getting slid right on in. So,
Well,
Homeland
there's
Security.
so much going on at one time that it's kind of hard to keep up with what is actually going on, because while 15 things are happening, Trump is over here at the White House signing executive orders and proclamations, but people are so they got the hantavirus, they got a lot of things going on, and it's hard to keep up. And that's by design, if you ask me, but it's hard to keep up.
Well, the one thing we need to keep up on is our constitutional rights. That's one thing to keep up on, because that's the only thing that is allowing us to be as free as we are right now. Okay?
Exactly.
And if we got people over here policing how you think, if I'm just on the phone and I said, okay, let's use an example. There's times I have inappropriate thoughts and I speak them, and I'll send them to a group chat, and I'll say something about fat people are selfish, right? I say things like that in the group chat, and it's like, well, why do you think that? Or this, that, and the other. So that's just a thought I had, and I put it into words. That shouldn't be monitored or offensible to the point that I'm considered a terrorist. If I think all pedophiles should die, does that make me a terrorist? Only to a pedophile. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm not going out actively killing pedophiles, then it's just a thought. It's just a
thought, right?
Okay. And that's one of the great things of our country. We have the freedom of speech, freedom of thought, freedom of press, freedom
of religion.
Freedom of religion. Y'all, no, there's way more things y'all need to be policing than what the fuck an average citizen is over here thinking. Okay? Period. So just be mindful. Just be mindful. Oh, Russia was communist, not fascist. Oh, my apologies. Fascist, communist. What? I thought Putin was, I guess he's a commie. Okay, yeah. I thought Putin was a little fascist, no? No?
I thought his name rang in the with you know
I,
coincided with that, but I could be wrong.
he's a communist. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, I do recall commies. And I mean, at that case, let me not. We're not here for that. We're on to 10 on 10. Okay, moving right along. Homeland Security is now policing our thoughts. And, just be mindful. Be mindful who you talking to, because there's people out here that are Laura Loomer. Y'all remember Laura Loomer said her only job is to spy for Trump. So keep an eye on that. Speaking of Trump, speaking of Homeland Security, let's just give them some flowers while we can, because there are some people out here that are enjoying Trump and what he's doing to our country. Let's give some flowers. Y'all know we are an even keel over here. So not only do we report people's bad thoughts, we give people their space to give praise too. So this lady went viral. Beautiful black woman went viral on TikTok last year, and it was for when Trump was sending out National Guard and ICE, and when he was doing the big cleanup of the cities. Remember, he cleaned up DC, Minneapolis, Memphis was on there, LA was on there. There was quite a few cities. Well, this lady went viral. A lot of her own skin folk was calling her an Uncle Tom, and we don't want Trump here, blah, blah, blah. Let's listen to what she had to say.
And at this point, I don't give a damn. I'm not into politics. I'm not into all of that extra stuff that people be losing their life over. I ain't into all that. We human, whatever. But I will say thank you to Trump for bringing these National Guards and doing what they're doing down here in Memphis right now. You know, for the first time in 5 years. I've been in my home for 5 years. And for the first time, my kids have been able to play in the backyard and be able to do it comfortably. I haven't heard a gunshot in 2 weeks. I haven't seen strange people walk up and down the street. Just a few weeks ago, I had somebody walk on the side of my house. None of that action's going on. I haven't seen no young YNs at the store posted. I haven't seen an infinity fly past me in weeks. I'm sitting on my porch right now, and I'm watching kids outside playing. People outside walking with their kids, stuff I ain't never seen before living in my neighborhood. But all because we feel safe in this environment, unfortunately, because of the things that are happening here in the city. I hate it had to be this way, but I'm happy. I'm happy. Honestly, I truly feel that this is just a band-aid to the problem. I don't think this is going to completely fix everything. But to have a moment of peace, just thank you, Jesus.
So this lady went viral last year. Trump invited her to the White House for Mother's Day, family. So I think this was really nice. I'm glad that he didn't forget her. I'm glad that she was invited. And she seemed very grateful for, like she said, it was just a Band-Aid in her city. But she had a moment of peace where her kids got to play outside. They was in the backyard. I think I'm not going to say take for granted, but I think we overlook sometimes, family, that there's a lot of crime in big cities. There's a lot of crime in these areas. And I live in a place where I don't hear gunshots every day. If I hear a gunshot, we know it's a gun. We know it's a gunshot. We're like, oh, that's a, what happened? And shortly after, you hear police sirens, and it don't take no hour for the police to show up. It don't, I'm very grateful
Right.
for where I live. But there's some mothers out there that are just making it by, and they live in a damn war zone.
Mm-hmm.
How many times do we hear that it was a ricochet, or it was an innocent bystander, or the bullet wasn't even intended for that victim, or it was, shots were openly fired here or there. I mean, there was just a mass shooting in Oklahoma last week, wasn't there? That I was talking
Right.
about. So, I mean, I'll give Trump his flowers with that. I think he needs to get back on that. We need some
Right.
more cleaning up. There is some more work to do, because every other day a shooting, a this, a that. Bring back the National Guard. Let's pull out of Israel and get back to cleaning up our country.
Right.
So
Please.
I thought that was really nice. I thought that was nice that she got to spend Mother's Day at the White House and, got to enjoy herself. And that her kids were able to enjoy outside time without the threat of a bullet whizzing by.
Mm-hmm.
So salute to her, and salute to Trump, and salute to the National Guard for doing the damn thing out there in Memphis. I want to switch gears a little bit. That's just the updates and the nice stuff. I want to switch gears. I want to get a little, speaking of streets and things going on, and on par with scientists, y'all. Scientists are working. Not only are scientists dying, we got to give flowers to the scientists that are out here paying attention to what's going on with the what do you call it? Not geopolitical, but with the geography of the earth, and the flood season,
Mm-hmm.
and all the climate changing and all this stuff. Well, let's share the screen. Scientists are now putting out another warning, family, for Louisiana. And if you're from Louisiana, you already know this is nothing new to you, but this just was published on May 5th. Scientists are issuing another, and I'm adding my own little words, I'm not quoting this, another stark warning, because they've been warning y'all for a long time, another stark warning for coastal Louisiana communities, including New Orleans. Okay? They to begin planning a relocation. They need y'all to do it now. This was published in Nature. Family, this right here, let me share this tab, is so in depth. Not only did the well, let me come back over here while this is loading. It is so in depth. The scientists have, and they're sending it out to not just the people, the residents. They're sending it out to the governor, the people who run, the mayors, the governors, the coast guards. They're sending this they're issuing this warning for all of them, like, hey, y'all state is about to be looking like Italy here real soon. Anyways, in a new study published in the climate driven depopulation, blah, blah, blah. Let me share this with you guys real quick. This is from the actual scientists themselves right here, family. And they get really in depth. We're not going to do it, but like I said, this is what they do. They're predicting sea levels. They're predicting this is their perspective, their projections for what's to come, blah, blah, blah. We're not going to get into the detailed part of it, because I'm not a scientist. I'm not here to give you all that, but I'm going to share this link in the chat with you guys so you can look it up, because it's not just Louisiana. It's Mississippi, Alabama, and Florida, family. Okay. That have some serious erosion happening. Okay. So but they're putting out a big warning for New Orleans. Okay.
I had seen something about that last week, where they were talking about, they were going to be under the sea soon.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
But they have been saying the same thing about Nevada. They've been saying the same thing about California. But if they're doing all of this, I think it may be, um, mm,
Yeah.
this is
Something to.
nasty work.
But the people who are from Louisiana have been knowing this. Okay. But it says here, we have known for some time that New Orleans stands out as one of the most at-risk urban areas in the United States, but scientists now believe the conversations surrounding its long-term future need to be addressed. Does this mean we close down one of the nation's most unique cities and tell everyone to pack up? AOL says absolutely not. But over here, the scientists said, you better. But what the study does say is that we need to start thinking about these vulnerable communities and start talking about a long-term strategy. Since 2005, at least 5 major hurricanes have struck the Louisiana coast. Research shows that Rita, Laura, and Delta, all which struck Cameron Parish and have had major impact on the 50% of the population decline in the last 24 years. Family. Rita, Laura, and Delta has dropped the population by 50%.
That's
in the last
crazy.
24 years. Quarter of a century, 50% of the population. Okay. Orleans and St. Bernard parishes have had both a 25% population decline. Built largely, we all know it's below sea level and it's surrounded by water. But according to the researchers, it raises difficult but increasingly unavoidable questions about long-term habitability. I've never seen that word, but okay. If it's habitable, habitability as storm impacts. So
habitable.
It's habitable, but this is habitability.
Habited, baby.
It's fine. Whatever. This is why relocation, relocation, as referred to as managed retreat, is what scientists recommend. Not only New Orleans, but the surrounding smaller. So when a scientist is recommending you, and family, look at this. Why wouldn't you take that recommendation and be like, let's get the fuck out of here? Oh, excuse my language. But why wouldn't you be like, let's time to boogie? Wow, that's scary, family. So, and they're saying, yes, 10 feet of water rise an enormous number. They're saying, see, I don't know why AOL is trying to not make this sound as serious. Yeah, trying to downplay it. Because when I came over here and I read these pages, they didn't downplay anything. They gave, like right here, ancient patterns and modern parallels. They gave that there's reasons why the Native Americans knew how to do what they did and how to consolidate the land and how to keep the swamps filled with whatever moss or whatever it needs, whatever swamplands. It's really good. But anyways, when they ran all the Native Americans out of there and started all that logging and this, that, and not protecting the swamps, this, that, and the other, it was too late to stop. But it didn't matter. Those swamplands weren't going to last long with those hurricanes and all this climate change and blah, 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 blah. Right. So it just gets into detail. It gets into way more detail. AOL, like you said, is downplaying it. But they're saying y'all need to relocate within the next 10 years.
Yikes. Within the next decade, Fred?
Yes.
Because a decade is not that long. In
2037, they need to have, New Orleans needs to really have it figured out as far as where they're going to move to.
Oh, no.
They're saying hurricane seasons for the next, I think, that they have on the radar for the next 3 years are going to be crucial. They say a loss of the 75%, blah, 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 may be a reality by 2070. So in 40 years, 75% of the remaining wetlands will be gone. But they're saying it's So just read into what these scientists have to say. And they even talk about how if they were to like try and manage it, what all it would take, how much it's going to cost, and then by like how long it's going to take. By that time, hurricane season is going to wipe out anything. They just say it's a money pit, basically. So if you're in New Orleans and you're looking to relocate, start looking at places now. Start looking at if your state will pay for you to move. Start looking at grants. Start doing it now while everybody's over here focused on hantavirus and Donald Trump. If you are a coastal person, or if you have family on a coastal person, start getting them out now. Don't cry later saying, "Oh, my family, my family." Get y'all's asses out now. Okay? Relocate to higher ground. You ain't got to leave Louisiana, but get your ass up off that coast. Okay? According to the scientist.
They trying to help us in the chat, friend. They trying. Hey, Gil.
Habitability.
Something can't be pronounced the way it's supposed to be.
Habitable and habitability. Habitable.
There you
habitability.
Go.
Habitable. Habitability. Habitability. Habitat. Thank you, Gip.
And on that note, listen, I'm going to need y'all to make sure y'all hit that up like, and we're going to be right on back.
Okay, co-host.
We got it. We got it.
Yeah. All right, family. Well, let's keep it pushing since we're on our geography spin right now. I don't know where I put my pen. Let's talk about a massive fire that broke out in Tennessee, family. It's unfortunate. And I don't know if this one was... Now, we've had some facility fires, some factory fires, but those were... wasn't that a quote-unquote...
terrorist?
Angry... wasn't that a worker that went postal? Well, the release... The cause of this fire has yet to be released, family. It's massive. It's unfortunate. Here we go. This is per Fox News. A massive fire broke out at a plastic recycling factory in Henry County, Tennessee, prompting a shelter-in-place order and a large emergency response. The cause of the fire has not yet been released, and it remains unclear whether there were any injuries or fatalities. Crews remain at the scene, battling remaining flames. This was a huge fire. And imagine all those toxins. Oh, imagine all those toxins. So it looks like it's pretty controlled as of this. But baby,
look at that shadow it casts.
Oh
my.
I'm saying it looks pretty controlled though, right?
For the most part, yeah.
If you go right here, even the fire lines hadn't, or the telephone poles hadn't even caught yet. Right here. So it looks like it's pretty
like somebody did
contaminated, or what do they say? Contained. It looks pretty contained. See the fire people working right here. Fire truck on the scene. That's a big fucking fire, y'all.
That is a big fire.
Yikes. Could this be insurance? We don't know. Could this be another employee that said, nah, y'all not paying me enough? I don't know. So we'll see what's up with that. We got to keep an eye on the arson, family. Not only the arson that's happening in our sectors, but the arson that's happening across, because that's also, we don't know if these are acts of terrorism. We don't know if this is Mossad's agent. We don't know. We got to keep eyes on all factories and what those factories have going on. That's just the state of the paranoia
Mhm.
I'm in right now. Okay.
Well, not only that, friend, because when factories burn up, that increases price for us, depending upon what it is.
And people losing jobs, livelihoods.
Mhm.
And is this a place for a new data center, I wonder? Hold on, because we got to add that to our tinfoils. Some of these places that are getting burnt up, because let's take it back to the Maui fires. Remember? The Maui
Mhm.
fires, that was a land grab, they said, right? Come
Right.
to find out, they're trying to purchase it for data centers now. Then there was a fire,
Yep.
where was that fire last year? And now that is being bought up for data center things. So we got to keep an eye on that too. This isn't just
Mhm.
terrorist. Well, it is terrorist. It is this
It is
is what they call domestic terrorism. If somebody's
domestic
burning up
terrorism.
land to build it for fucking, excuse my language, for building up land for to buy it for data center, that's domestic terrorism. But I'm the one that can
Because
be on
that
a watch
person
list
won't
for
sell.
having that thought, right? I'm on the watch list for having that thought. Oh, okay. hmm I'm just wondering, family. I'm just
Mhm.
wondering. Yeah, they should have been out of there, Prometheus. They should have been gone. You sure right after Katrina. So that just popped off, family, in Tennessee. I don't have anybody in Tennessee, but if y'all do, let us know what they're going to be doing with that land. Okay, if they're going to be rebuilding the recycle center, or is it going to be a data center? We want to know. Moving right along,
Right.
family.
We
Oh, go ahead.
we need to know. No, I'm just
Mm-hmm.
saying we need to know. Like, 'cause what does y'all got going on out here?
Mm-hmm. We need to be concerned citizens in all aspects, family. Are we citizens? Yes or no? Oh, okay. Well, let's get concerned. Let's get concerned.
Facts.
Or don't. Just don't cry. Don't cry later. I don't want to hear it. If you're
Well,
not concerned now, don't be
well,
concerned later.
exactly. Because one of the topics that I had was about some residents in Festus, Missouri, where they were telling their council members, which a lot of people, where I am locally, they want to build a data center, and the city is saying no. No, we don't want that. We don't care how many jobs it's going to bring. We don't care how much income it's going to bring. It has not been proven to be safe for the communities. And here we have Festus, Missouri has ousted all 4 of their city council members who approved a $6 billion AI data center project without their consent. It's
Wow.
happening everywhere.
What do you mean without
Everywhere.
their consent? How is that legal? You have to like sue them or something? How? What do you mean without their consent?
Because they
What does
try
that
to
mean?
sneak in and buy land is what they do.
Uh huh.
The corporations try to sneak into the smaller communities, rural communities, and buy up land to build the data centers. Well, these people aren't going. There was a lady, I think in Eastern Kentucky. She didn't have, not being shady, not being rude, just being honest.
Okay.
She was the type of person who in Hollywood theater, right, would have took the ticket, the golden ticket, because
Mhm.
she didn't have anything. She was rural. She lived in a cabin type deal. And she turned down their $1 billion and said, "No, I
Period.
don't want that." And so people in the communities are like, "No, we don't." And so if they're telling their city officials, "We don't want that." And so they have to get approval, from my understanding, from the city officials to be able to put something that large into a city,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
into a town, into a community. Um, and a lot of them are saying no, they don't, because they know it pulls all the water. Why? So if we okay, so here, friend, listen. I know we ain't trying to give solutions, but I think I just found one.
Okay.
If if the coast of Louisiana is about to go underwater and
Mm-hmm.
AI data centers need water for cooling, why don't they just build them in flood zones? Like where it's already flooded and use that water? Because
Well,
this doesn't make
the
any
same
sense.
way residents can't live there because there's not going to be land. They could do what the oil field does, though. Data centers can do what the
Thank you.
offshoring rigs do.
Right.
Because offshoring rigs, they don't give a damn about no wetlands, marshes, ocean.
They don't give a damn.
Offshoring rig, they be posted up. So you're right about that. Data centers should do what offshore rigs do, drilling rigs do. Yeah, y'all go build up off there and go do that. And then they even said, like, why aren't they at Antarctica? I saw someone put a comment and said, why doesn't all the data centers just go to Antarctica? Because they won't let any people be there anyways. So go collect our data
Right.
over there privately. Go over there. Yeah, they don't want to do all that though. Mm-hmm. That's a good point though. That's a good point, Godmama. First of all, because there's more to it. There's more to it. Data centers, family, come on. We can Google. We've been able to use Google since when did Google come out? 2000 what? We've been able to use Google for 20 something freaking years. Now all of a sudden we need these huge data centers. What? No, the F we don't. There's more to it. Put your thinking caps on. There's more to it. Why don't y'all go collect data from them satellites y'all got? What's going on here? Child, don't make me get into it. But okay, back to 10 at 10. Y'all just pay attention.
Yes.
Be concerned if you want to. Y'all worried about who set so-and-so's apartment on fire. Child, you better look outside your back door. You better look outside your. Don't worry about what's going on over there. Worry about what's going on in your neck of the woods. Don't worry about nothing going on in Virginia if you don't live in that apartment complex. Okay? Moving right along. Since we're talking about geography, or since we're doing our little geographical travel, Laredo, Texas, family. Laredo, Texas. Y'all, I'm from Texas, so I know all about this. Laredo, Texas, family. Guess what? They done found some more bodies in the trains again. They done found some more bodies in the trains again. This used to happen. It happens a lot, Godmama. It happens. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, and I don't want to sound like I'm just
desensitized.
Yeah, I don't want to sound like I don't care, because I care. However, this is nothing new. 6 found dead inside Union Pacific train car in Laredo, Texas. Those of y'all who know Texas, we get down with the Union Pacific. We do not play about our railroads and all that. Well, this is nothing new. This was on May 10th, Family Mother's Day. Okay. 6 people were found dead inside a Union Pacific train car in Laredo, Texas. Laredo is also, it's on the border, family, near the border of Mexico and Texas. Officers responded at about 2:30 p.m. on Sunday, Mother's Day, after Union Pacific employee reported multiple casualties inside a trailer box cart at the 1200 block of Jim Young Way, according to Laredo Police Department. Police confirmed that 6 people were found. The 6 people were found dead at the scene. The location is on the outskirts of Laredo, near the Union Pacific rail yard in the northern part of the city. Officials did not release details about how the 6 people died or how long they may have been inside the car. Well, I'm not going to read further in. I'll just tell you, as a resident in Texas, who has lived on border towns, I'm very familiar with border activity. This is nothing new, and it's unfortunate. What happens is these immigrants sneak on, get locked in, and then the train shuts down or is not in use for 3 days. And then they die from heat exhaustion. This happens all the time. Oh, I should have kept that article up because they said the last time, or monoxide poisoning. Wait, data centers are interesting. However, they now have quantum computers. Let's talk about it. Probably some sort of monoxide poisoning. Could be, or heat exhaustion. I think it was the heat, because we did have a quick little heat wave come through. It didn't last though. This happens all the time, guys. One of the biggest things, I think there was like 60 bodies found in one cart one time. There is
Oh
always
wow.
bodies found on the tracks right there, and yeah, it's not unusual. It happens frequently, unfortunately. But that just lets me know, because we stopped hearing about it for a good minute because the whole border crisis thing. So that lets me know that we're kind of getting lax on the border again. So it's
Yeah.
something for
Sorry.
Texans to keep an eye out. Summer's coming. A lot of us like to travel. We like to go down to the beaches, the lakes. We la 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 la. It seems like Border Patrol has loosened up quite a bit.
Loosen up, yeah. That's
Quite a
what
bit.
I can tell.
hmm Because a couple months ago, nah, wasn't nobody getting on no trains, wasn't nobody found on no trains, and then here we are again. I said, Lord, and it's right before summer, so we about to start hearing more. And I'm not against immigration. My heartstrings get so tore up when I hear stories about they found children in the river, they found a pregnant mom here. Like, these people are. I love the Mexican community. I grew up with them. Puro la raza por vida. I love them. However, the invasion and all the drugs and all the other stuff, I am so against the illegal part of it. Come if you want to. And actually, you can get day passes. It used to be really nice where you could just come for the day. You can get a worker's pass. Like, I have a lot of respect for the Mexicans that come to America
Hmm.
for the right reasons. But it's hard though, because some of these, you guys, I'm going to get a little graphic, so please excuse me. Some of these bodies are filled with drugs. So they go to the morgues, and the
Yeah.
morgue people then go do the drug muling and the so forth and so forth. These people who smuggle drugs do it in the craziest ways. They do it in coffins, in dead bodies, in little kids, pregnant women. They do not care. They stuff them with drugs, send them across the way, and then they get shipped off. And it's unfortunate, family. It's unfortunate. So I wish we could get back to being a lot tighter on our border, because it prevents a lot of that, a lot of unnecessary death via trafficking. So
Hmm.
unfortunate. All right. Well, this, no pun intended, but this train stops here as far as our geographical. I want to turn it up just a little bit, family. You know how I do. We've been here an hour and 2 minutes, so let me rush through this quickly. My co-host had brought up something to me, and you know, I'm not sure. I have an answer for her. She had a question, and I guess we'll ask it for everybody. What does it mean to be a parent? What does it
Right.
mean to be a parent? Mind you, I didn't know this question until today, because we do our own independent whatever, and then we come together. But what does it mean to be a parent? Hell, I don't have an answer for you, Godmama. I don't. I have some horrible examples lined up, and that sucks. That sucks that I have horrible examples set up. Well, I guess we're not done. I guess the train doesn't stop here. I think the train goes to New Jersey, but it also includes, what does it mean to be a parent? Family, I'm fixing to bang on some pedophiles, and y'all know how I get down. Y'all know how I get down when it comes to these freaking pedophiles. Well, sometimes the pedophiles are your parents, Godmama.
Hmm. Exactly.
So, what does it mean to be a parent? I wouldn't assume pedophile, but that's still classified as your parent.
And I
And again,
mean, going, you know,
family, trigger warning. It's about to get a little ugly.
and coming from, you know, we're rolling off of Mother's Day, right? I kind
Mhm.
of wanted it kind of ran across my head too. What does it mean to be a parent? Does just giving birth to or uh, expelling semen into, does that make you a parent, or does that make you
Biologically.
a birth giver? Is parent more of a action word than just a title? Um, what does it mean to be a parent? And to me, it's more of an action, not a title.
Hmm. I'm gonna go look up Google and see what is parent. What is the actual definition? Let me see. Parent
Because
definition.
parenting, that's an action.
Mm-hmm. It says father or mother. That's what a parent is, a
Mm.
father or a mother.
That's one of those elastic terms, huh?
Ah! Ooh wee! But
Ah, one of those elastic terms, because a lot of you, excuse me, are not parents. You're just a mother or a father. Mhm.
well,
Mm.
they say there's a difference between rearing and raising, right?
True.
I raised my child. Did you rear your child? Hmm. I don't know.
Mhm.
Well, some of these parents are sick, and I'm fixing to drag them. Y'all get ready.
Let's get into it.
I don't even know if I'm ready. I don't
I
even know
don't
if I'm.
know. Do we need to give them a little 1-2 first to let them
Yes,
get
please.
ready?
I'm about to switch gears, and it's about to be ugly. Yes, please,
Okay.
please, ho ho.
It's just too many people doing too much. And what's the end result? Like for what?
Like for what? Like for what?
Like for what?
All
Shout out
right,
to
here I go.
Alana Lopez.
Ronnie. I wonder what she
Mm.
got to say about this topic. Child, this slid across my desk because I have been active on the internet. And people have been hearing me be active. So this came to me. And I said, wait, what is this? At first I was like, okay. Child, y'all see this? Y'all see the title. Transgender pedophile held in women's prison seeks to settle religious discrimination case with New Jersey Department of Corrections. Now, mind you, if you see this, this is from Reddit, and this is a feminist news site. So the language in this article is
Oh, shit.
not very proper, okay? These two right here are in a women's prison. They are both transgenders. They are both born men that transitioned to women. Let's get into this story, family, and then we'll get back to Godmomma's question. A sadistic transgender pedophile serving his sentence in a women's prison has entered into a settlement negotiations with New Jersey Department of Corrections after suing officials for denying him access to Wiccan religious items. Marina Vols is currently serving a 25-year sentence for horrific sexual crimes he committed against his own 7-year-old daughter.
25 years. There's the first problem, but continue.
As previously reported by Redo, Vols-born Matthew was first sentenced on charges of human trafficking, aggravated sexual assault, conspiracy, and endangering the welfare of a child on May 2nd, 2022. The conviction stemmed from a lengthy investigation into Vols and 3 of his associates. A search warrant was executed at his home in 2019 after New Jersey Department of Child Protection received a tip indicating that a child was present in a premise where sexually explicit material was being filmed. Vols, along with another trans-identified male named Ashley Romero, who is up here. Ashley. Ashley had been operating a transgender fetish porn business from their home, and concerns had been raised that Vol's 7-year-old daughter had been exposed to indecent material. But after his electronic devices were seized, the investigation took a decidedly darker turn. Several sexual explicit photos and videos of the child were found after forensic examination. As the investigation continued, it became clear that the child had been repeatedly sexually abused to create sadistic bondage pornography that Vols distributed through his network. Investigators learned that Voles had taken the child from her mother in 2018, traveling cross country with Romero to transport her from Oregon to New Jersey for explicit purposes of using her in child sexual abuse material. It is believed the girl's mother and ex-partner of Voles struggle with addiction issues, making it easy for the two men to take the child without her full knowledge of what was happening. Some of the media found by police featured Romero sexually abusing the girl with another man. Romero lived in the residence with Voles and with two other individuals. Sean Allen, who had also sexually abused the child on film, and Dulcinea Neko, who acted as domestic assistant. During the trial, prosecutors told the judge the little girl had been subjected to a vortex of darkness after being removed from her mother's care. Judge Peter Tober declined to delve into full details of the case due to their highly graphic nature, but noted to the court that she had been subjected to torture-like conditions, mentioning neck collars, a cage in the basement, and sex toys. If this was not heinous, cruel, or depraved, I don't know what is, Judge Tober stated, stating that the girl had been taken from her mother solely for sexual gratification of others.
Where her mama at? Why? So these is the people.
And this is the father. This guy right here, Marina, but his real name is Matthew, is the father. Why is he smiling like that in his mugshot? This is the biological father right here. The horrific case, Voles and Romero referred to as women and they were addressed as using she, her pronouns. Voles was even identified as the girl's mother. It was later uncovered that Voles had previously served as the Clark College Queer Association president prior to his transition, just 1 year before the sexual abuse of a child began. So this mother effer was at the Clark College Queer Association prior to his transition. So he was over there teaching other kids how to be gay and how to trans. And then he took his own child because the mommy was so mad. Sentenced to 25 years in prison after being convicted of human trafficking, aggravated sexual assault, conspiracy, and endangering the welfare of a child, Ashley Romero, this goofy bitch, was also sentenced to 25 years after admitting to assisting Voles in transporting the child from her mother for the purposes of sexually abusing her. The two other men in the home, all men. These are all men. 3 of them pretending to be women. 2 other men found in the home, also convicted for their roles in the sexual abuse of the child. Sean Allen,
12 years,
was handed 12-year sentence for his role in the crimes. Dulcinea, was also charged on 4 counts, got a 5-year sentence.
Baby, I know you lying to me.
So, listen, family, but this article isn't about the child abuse. I just had to give you a rundown. This article isn't even about the child abuse. Guess what? This article is about that they are receiving a settlement.
Oh, I forgot.
From the New Jersey Department of Corrections. Because they're not allowed to have religious items for their witchcraft, their Wiccan religious items.
What do they need?
I don't know what a Wiccan needs. I guess they need a cauldron or something.
Yeah.
They need some sticks to weave together. I don't know. Some candles to burn. Some of them amethyst jewels. What are these Wiccans? That's what they need.
They need conversion therapy. I know y'all, we don't like to talk about that, but they need conversion. Y'all don't need no Wiccan religious items because that's no. You need to sit in there with nothing, no one, in absolutely silence and think about what you did to that 7-year-old little girl. Okay? Because 25 years and your body parts and your life is not enough.
And they're in a women's prison.
Right. So listen, you better ask one of them in there. And I'm surprised them. Why haven't y'all been jumped yet? This is what I want to know. Why ain't we reading something about y'all done got jumped and pleading for your lives? I'm just confused as to why we think it's cute to let pedophiles demand something.
Thank
Child,
you.
sit down.
Thank you. Thank you.
Demand
Uh
your
we
religious
talked about
freedom. Child, boo.
how the southern states, it's death penalty you for any child crimes when it comes to sexual crimes.
Mm-hmm.
Any type of child sexual crimes, you are getting the death penalty. Period. Point blank. Period.
Exactly.
Point blank. Okay. And the mama all doped up. I don't have any information on the mama. She wasn't even listed. But
Mm,
that's from a feminist news article. So of course they're not going to list the woman. But girl, why are
right.
you so doped up that this? And why was he even? I'm confused. How was he working at the college as a queer advocate, but not married, but had a baby with you? Ladies, close your legs. Quit having babies with these men.
Thank you.
Because what you mean you had a baby with a man that advocates, teaches other kids to be queer, and then a year later transition and kidnaps your daughter, y'all's daughter.
And then right, and then puts her through things that a 7-year-old should never experience in their life, and now she can't. She, baby, y'all don't deserve kids half the time. I'm just gonna be honest.
What does it mean to
Just
be a parent? Not being on drugs and letting anybody take your child.
thank you.
What does it mean to be a parent? Paying attention to what's going on
What they
and
got
put no
going
put
on.
down.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Making
it's
sure
scary
they have
times
a
out here.
clean, safe environment, nutritious food.
And the
It's a
fact that
lot.
they get the option to sue, and it's a settlement in the working. Why are they alive? Why do they have limbs?
Right.
Why are they able to speak? Why do they have eyeballs? How do they even know it's daytime?
Why
How
are
do
they
they
still
even know somebody's
breathing?
talking to them? Why aren't y'all fully mutilated yet?
Hmm.
That's because we're not a fascist country, family. That's why we're not a fascist country.
That's why.
You see how that works? You see how that works? We're not a fascist country. So pedophiles get to sue the jails that they're in. Isn't that fucking crazy? That's insane. I don't even get to sue. See, let me stop. I'm not gonna get there. Yeah, I hate to leave off with some hardcore stuff, but I need y'all to know it's real in the field.
Hmm.
I need y'all to know it's
Absolutely.
real in the field. And if this is a state-owned prison, guess who's gonna pay that settlement off? Ghetto intellect with his tax money.
Yeah.
Ghetto intellect with his tax money, and whoever else in New Jersey, if this is not, even if it's a private funded, the taxpayers are paying it off. The state of New Jersey's residents are the citizens of New Jersey. Y'all are paying for these two trans psychopaths to get their little whatever candles and their Ouija boards.
Wiccan practice on.
Yeah, their little Ouija boards and whatever.
Cha.
Ain't that some sick shit? Ain't that some
Mm.
sick shit? Oh,
Well, this was a great episode 2 of 10 and 10. We learned a lot again today. We got to cover what happened last week. And
sure
then
did.
this train was just smoking. You hear me? It was one after another.
Away.
So I
Away,
guess y'all
family.
can choose what y'all are concerned about today, cause honey,
There's
we
a lot
gave
to
you
be concerned
plenty.
about.
There's
Mhm.
a lot to be concerned about.
A lot. Yes, yes, yes.
Like it, and
Uh,
I've been watching Handmaid's Tale So, honey, all I can think about is, child, is this where we headed? Because you horse is crazy. This is a
Are
mess.
we headed to Gilead? I don't know.
Are we headed to Gilead, baby?
But that's why we need to do watch parties, Godmama, so that way we can say like, oh wait, this is kind of happening now. Oh wait, this could be yeah. We got to start doing some
Hmm.
Gilead watch parties. We got and start calling them Gilead watch parties. Period.
Period.
Okay.
Men out here saying they need, submissive women and women deserve it and they own and
You don't
child.
get more submissive than a junkie bitch, but you take the child and run. So, do men really need submissive women? I don't know.
Oh God.
Of course they do. Of course they do. But nah, she can't be submissive to that crack pipe now, that heroin needle. Hell no.
Hell no.
We're going to do before we jump out of here. I seen majority of you guys came into the NAB channel, which is fine, but we need to get our watch hours up on the C.C.C podcast. So we're going to start doing something called Watch Hour Wednesdays, right, Godmama? Something like that.
Yes.
We're going to start us some Watch Hour Wednesdays just to get our hours back up. They will not be double streamed, but we will be streaming things like parole hearings. We will be streaming things. I don't know if you guys are keeping up with the mayor elections that's popping off over there in LA County with Spencer Pratt and Karen Bass. They're having themselves a little it's quite entertaining, I'll say. So we're going to start watching some watch hour times over on the C.C.C. just to get us in. We're ready to come back full blast. And you guys have been wonderful. You guys have been participating. You guys have been showing up with the likes, letting us know our notifications are going back out. And we're very grateful for that.
Yes. I just dropped the C.C.C link in the NAB chat. So if you're not subbed, head over there and just, hit that sub button for us real quick. And again,
come hang out with us over there. Yeah. Because we do the same things that we do over here. It's just a little less toxic, I guess. It's a little, we're trying not to curse so much. And, it's a podcast. We're going to be a little more professional. I do want to close off C.C.C. and I want to stay on NAB for about 10 minutes, Godmama, if you've got like 10 minutes to spare.
Yep, I've got 10.
Okay. All right. Well, thank y'all for showing up.
Yeah.
And we're closing off on the C.C.C. We're going to stay on the NAB. Peace, y'all.
The Conversations with God series. Thought-provoking topics to spark conversations centered around the concept of God.